What is going on, everyone? It is Super here, and welcome to another Injustice 2 video. And today is going to be the start of a series that I just came up with earlier today that I think you guys might enjoy. And you know, I personally want to do it because I want to educate myself and you know, check out some of the different versions and costumes that could potentially be in Injustice 2 for each individual character. So what I'm going to do is get each character and, do some research and potentially look up some of the costumes that might come in the gear system that NetherRealm might do that look really, really sick, or at least costumes that I would like to see. So first off, of course, come on, I have to start with my favorite comic book character of all time. I have to start out with Supes himself. So, all right, the way this is going to work is pretty much I'm going to run down the list of names right here that I have, and I'll put the screenshots of each individual costumes that I would like to see on the screen so you guys can check them out. Leave your suggestion if I left out any really sick costumes in the comment section, and let me know which one is your favorite out of all of the ones in the video. So let's get started here. The first one is not really a costume, but it's something that they're doing for Injustice. Of course, you guys know that there's going to be a lot of characters that do have costumes that have specific armor, like armored costumes. For example, in the first reveal trailer, they had armor for all the different characters. So they're going to have that in the game. But Superman is one of those characters that doesn't really need armor, you know what I mean? So they could play around with a lot of different costumes instead of having armor for his costumes. Like for Harley Quinn, for example, she's not going to have... there's many costumes that obviously she doesn't have armor that they've shown so far. So the first one that I would like to see is actually a Kryptonian armor style costume like this one right here. This thing looks ridiculously sick. Like, I can't even wrap my head around if this would be in the game. It looks fucking awesome. If they don't decide to go with something like this that's, pretty over the top, maybe something like what Zod had in Man of Steel, with Kryptonian armor on Superman, that would look really cool. So moving on here, these next two are, I don't know if they could do this because I would like to see a Superboy costume. Like I said, I don't think they're gonna go like really deep with this as far as shrinking down Superman to make him like Superboy size. But it would be cool to have a Superboy costume for Injustice 2. Another one would be Superboy Prime. This costume looks really, really cool as well. Moving on here to one that's probably the most obscure here, and the one that I think wouldn't make it but would look really sick. Superman Prime. Look at this fucking costume, guys. Look at this version of Superman. It is ridiculous, and I do have a bunch of Superman ones because, Superman's been around since the beginning of time. So he has so many costumes and so many different iterations that they could take from, which is what I'm really, really excited for come Injustice 2, because I do love me some Superman. So where was I? Superman Prime. Yeah, this costume is fucking ridiculous. So moving on here, the black suits, the black Superman suit. After his fight with Doomsday, he dies and then he comes back to life, and he's has a mullet and he has a black suit. I think this will look really cool. Obviously, they teased that this was going to be in the Justice League movie, so it definitely makes sense to have something like that. But you have to include the mullet. Include the fucking mullet, please. He needs to have the mullet. So moving on here, these are two sort of replacement Superman. Of course, when Superman died, there were like, I think it was like 4 fake Supermans that came like into Metropolis pretending like they were Superman or they were evil and stuff like that. So one that I would like to see is Steel, because I just think he looks really, really cool and he would be really interesting. And the other one was actually a costume in the first Injustice, which is Cyborg Superman. They have to have that because Cyborg Superman is one of the sickest looking costumes in my opinion. So moving on here, another costume that was in the original Injustice, the Red Sun. That's always an interesting Superman you know, take what if he crash landed in Russia instead of in the United States, and you know, there goes the Red Sun Superman. So I think that one is going to be in it. I think we've already seen the Red Sun Superman, and of course, you know, with the different customization, you could actually change the colors and stuff like that. So all these costumes, like, you're going to be able to change their colors. It's going to be fucking awesome. Moving on here, either a Man of Steel costume or a Batman v Superman costume, because they do look different. I think I would probably lean towards the Batman v Superman costumes just because the movie is newer. So, but they definitely have to have one of those two. The New 52 Superman, you know, I just think it's a really, really solid design. It looks really good, and it was in the original Injustice as well. Moving on here, this one I think a lot of people will really like to see, which would be a Young Justice Superman costume. I think, you know, it would look really, really good. They could definitely do that for, you know, for Injustice 2. Moving on here, this costume was in the original Injustice, but I think if they have to, like, go a little bit over the top with it. They have to make it look a little bit better, and I'm talking about the Godfall costume, because in this picture right here, it looks fucking sick. And then in the first Injustice game, it looks okay, but it doesn't, like, I don't know, I wasn't really feeling it. So hopefully, you know, with the updated graphics, I'm sure it's going to look a lot better. But that Godfall costume has to come back. Moving on here, Ed Boon has already confirmed that there's going to be, you know, movie references in a lot of the costumes and stuff like that. I don't know if they're going to go all the way back, but I would love for them to honor Christopher Reeve's Christopher Reeve's Superman, and, you know, have a costume that's designed after the original Superman movies, the Christopher Reeve movies. And my dog is barking, so excuse me. Hold on, princess. Let me finish this video. Moving on here, only two more. Superman Beyond costume looks awesome as well. And last but not least, the best costume of all would be a Superman Lives Nicolas Cage costume. I think that one everyone would be hyped for, and it would be the standard Superman costume. But anyways, that's going to be the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what character you guys want to see me do next in the comment section, and I'll see you guys next time.